Goomba, are you nuts?
It's your boy Ghambit, aka Tequila Daddy, aka Gavi Poppy, aka Jose Rogan. This is the most lit radio show and podcast in the galaxy. Treehouse Club Live. Yes. And I'm joined by a San Francisco native, my brother, Swift Jiggy, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, thanks for joining us, taking a trip down here, man. Coming to rock with us, man.
For sure.
So, you've done podcasts in the past?
This is actually my first podcast, bro.
Word. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like technically an interview, but it's like a podcast style. You know,
right,
I try not to do like too much because it seems like sometimes when we do like interviews and it's too formal, it's like not fun. You know what I mean? And I try to make it as comfortable as possible, and so we could vibe out, and you know what I mean. Just try to get the narrative out there. And like I was telling you before we went live, I'd love to have you on in the future. You know what I mean, as a recurring guest, whenever you got time to come down here, and we react to whatever news is going on in you know what I mean, the hip hop industry and hip hop world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just a lot of It seems like every week. This 2025 has just been so eventful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ending 2024 was just like eventful, and
I agree.
It's like every day it's like I wake up and some new shit happens. It's like, oh,
no, that's definitely, you ain't lying. I be feeling that way too.
See, and then it gets like more like when EBK J-Bo got out of jail. That's where it's like been even like crazier. It's like
yeah, because we getting that spotlight now over here in Northern California. Especially after Kendrick's drop too.
That was the California spotlight. But the thing was, even before the whole Kendrick thing, since like I think it was like 2022 and 2023, people started like. There's just this whole era of like LA rappers that started rapping like, I mean, let's keep it a band. Bay Area rappers have been influencing LA for years, and I could go back to like Shoreline Mafia, Draco the Ruler, and even before that,
DJ Mustard for sure.
DJ Mustard, exactly. Like, but I definitely feel like in the past few years, there's been like these rappers that just all of a sudden like people want to rap like EBK J-Bo, because that's I feel like it's probably because it's the most closest to like drill music. You know what?
Slowby too.
Slowby, yeah.
Like
all them dudes, like Briz, Slowby, just this whole Stockton Sack. For sure. And, I think it'd be safe to say it probably started with Mozzie.
Oh yeah,
Mozzie's probably like the beginning of that. The Filthy Rich, Mozzie, that whole era. You know what I mean? The Live Wire, all that.
For sure. Man, hell of a time.
That was crazy, bro. Just all that. Just when even like going to like AWACS when he was beefing with Joe Blow. You remember that? I don't know if you.
Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So there was a moment where like AWACS and that's his name, right? Joe Blow, the dude who came from. I don't think he's like he's from like Georgia originally, I think, or something.
Okay.
But anyways, so you're from San Francisco.
Yep. San Francisco. Born in San Francisco. Raised between San Francisco, Daly City. You know what I'm saying? I went to school in San Francisco from kindergarten all the way up until high school. And then up until once I transferred from school in the city, then I went to Jefferson High School in Daly City, played sports, all like that. Because the school in the city I was at was more like independent studies. It wasn't a public school.
Oh, okay.
Back in my church, you feel me? I grew up in the church, things like that. But it was in Hunters Point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so HP, man. Shout out to the Point.
Frolic and stuff. Yeah, and all my family from San Francisco, you feel me? So for the most part, yeah.
What's that like? That's that's not only is it like a legendary city, but you're from a legendary neighborhood.
Nah, definitely. So I was actually, when I was born, I went to the Fillmore. So I was in the Fillmore for a few years in the apartments out there, Friendship Apartments. You feel me? Shout out Fillmore.
Shout out to the mall.
Yeah, and then we got the family house in Daly City. And I never look down on that. Daly City is definitely, it got its stuff going on, but it ain't. It's a a nice suburban town. Ain't too much that you got to worry about.
Depends on what part you're at, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes there'll be little pockets of Daly City where like, oh, it's looking a little trenchy, right?
That's exactly. It's more like that now. Like when I came back from college, like after staying on the dorms, like I saw a lot of changes. Like they started trying to like build a lot of stuff, but I also saw a lot of the stuff I was used to in San Francisco trickle into Daly City.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got love for Daly City, but I don't really say I'm from Daly City because I know people from Daly City, especially like artistic and people that make music.
Yeah.
And, you know, I leave that to them. I know I got a balance of both worlds, so my shit is unique. And I don't try to get caught up in that conversation of like, oh, I'm from here. I'm from San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's what's on the birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from the Bay Area. I always...
Yeah, you all around.
Yeah, all around. Like by the time I was born, my family that was from San Francisco was in Richmond or Oakland. So, you know, I grew up just all around the Bay Area.
And so you went to high school and like it's like it's hard not to say because even San Francisco is technically like Daly City's got right out front of you see on the hill you see South San Francisco, so technically it's still kind of like part of the scope. You know what I mean?
Exactly what's going on.
So it's like
want to be goofy, don't understand. They choose not to understand. But since you brought it up, yes. So Daly City is the gateway to the peninsula.
Right.
Quote. That or not even quote unquote. That's what they call it. That's the sign. But it goes San Francisco, Daly City, South San Francisco, and then the rest of the peninsula.
Right.
So, like you can go around Daly City to get to like South San Francisco or you know whatever. But for the most part, like Daly City's kind of just like I don't know. Even as
like a pocket.
Yeah, like a little small window you pass through on your way to another part of San Francisco. You know?
And if you've been, if you've gone to anything in that area, you've gone to the Cow Palace, which is in technically Daly. That's in Daly City.
Exactly, but right down the block, like literally right down the block, you're in San Francisco.
Right.
Bayshore, you know.
Bayshore, yeah.
And you're less than 10 minutes away from Hunters Point. Like, it's really one of those things where if you know, but you feel me? It's everybody figures it out now. So I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
I don't be wanting to explain that shit to everybody. Like I'll be like, bro, like, come on, man. It's either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, and I mean, just because I'm a Giants fan, obviously, like, so I grew up like, you know what I mean, like going
shit
to like
a Giant, man.
Yeah, so you Candlestick Point, all that shit all looks different now. They got like all the apartments.
In Candlestick Park, where the Niners used to play, when that shit was up, like we used to just like fuck around over in the parking lot, jump over fences during like when it was closed, and now it's like watching them. Even back then, watching them tear it down, and just now it's a whole nother era now. You feel me? Because the Niners are in Levi Stadium, but you saying Candlestick just brought me back. And then when Oracle was AT&T Park,
right?
Yeah, right. San Francisco's just having a lot of changes. It's dope to see. I ain't mad at it.
Because I grew up going to Giants games. The first time I went to a Giants game, it was like Will Clark, Kevin Mitchell.
Okay.
I mean, this was like probably before you were born. What year were you born?
98.
All right, so this, see, I went in like 91 or some shit. Like,
dope though.
So I got to see like these stars like Kevin Mitchell, Will Clark, Matt Williams, legendary Giants players. I seen Barry Bonds play at Candlestick. I've seen Barry Bonds play at when it was Oracle. I've seen him hit home runs at Oracle. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's legendary. I've only seen Barry hit
somewhere, maybe I might have lost it in my old storage, but I have a ticket stamped with like 685 or some shit, like with the number of home run that I got to see him hit.
Oh shit!
So and then
Giants fan, bro. I fuck with
right. Yeah, facts. Man,
Giants for the parades when we won.
I went to one of them.
Okay.
Did I go to one of them? But no, you know what it was? Me and my homies went and we watched one of the World Series games from the 21st Amendment. We were at the 21st Amendment Brewery, getting lit like with a bunch of white folks like turning up. Like it was sick though.
That should be.
It was legendary. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to go to the Giants game.
Then we snuck into the park afterwards. You know, while everybody was dipping, we got into the park and walked around. Like it was sick.
Yeah, that's
what's it called? Then I saw there was a time where, they had a Raiders Niners football game, at Candlestick, and somebody got shot outside, so they canceled the Raiders-Niners games for like 7 years.
Oh, wow.
They didn't allow a Raider-Niner game to happen there for 7 years.
What year was
I
that?
was at that game. It was like 2007, or it's one of the last years they played at Candlestick.
Okay.
It was like I think they were there for like another like. After they I think they were allowed to play one more time or two more times, but then they moved over. So it was like probably about 2-3 years before.
Okay.
I forgot. I ain't gonna lie. I smoked the hell of weed back then.
Don't worry about it, bro.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so it was the game where they played. Somebody got smoked in the parking lot, and that they have like it went viral, like these videos of like these fools fighting in the stands. It was like it was crazy because people see it's so violent, the Niners Raiders games, but if you look, it was actually two Raiders fans fighting with each other. But it was like some Mexican gang members, going at it. But yeah, that was definitely a moment. So then they went to Levi Stadium, and obviously the Raiders ended up moving to Vegas. But that was what a time to be around, to be able to see all that history.
Yeah.
So you grew up in '98, so that's super epic because you pretty much didn't get to see the shit of the Giants being trashed for hella long. I was lucky enough to be able to be a fan of when they were trashed for so many years.
I feel that.
'89 they went to 89 they were at the World Series, the with the earthquake game, and they ended up losing the World Series to the A's, the Battle of the Bay. But yeah, that was legendary, man. It was a dope time to be alive, and but yeah, I love San Francisco. I got a affinity in my heart for it. You feel me? Like a lot of good memories there.
Yeah, man, I love the city, man. I love my city. You can't talk shit about my city if you ain't from there neither, man. That's the number one rule.
So you went from San Francisco, then you went into college.
Yeah. So once I graduated in 2016, I was blessed to go straight to San Jose State, as a freshman, and the opportunity was brought to me through football.
So you played ball?
Yeah, I was offered to come on as a walk-on, but then I figured out what politics really was when it comes to the sports. Just the coaching staff that recruited me, they ended up getting wiped out after the season I was there.
Dang.
I did the training and stuff like that. They was like, just come back. We got our situation right now. But, they showed interest for sure. They came down to my high school and everything. So it made sense. And I was a first generation college student too. So I wanted to go stay on the dorms and,
praise God. That's dope, man.
Yeah, definitely. Praise God for sure. Took that opportunity, went to San Jose State. I was studying music. I've been making music and rapping since I was 14. Like I've been Young Swift. I was 14 when I started and ran with the name, but been writing since I was like 8. And then you writing as a kid at that point. You just trying to do something. But once I turned 12, then I started really trying to see what the rap situation looked like for me and really try to actually write songs, rap songs. And then by 14, that's when I was like, all right, I think I got something. And
but hold on, when you were in college and you played football, what position were you?
I was a running back. And then, so I played running back, kick return, punt return. They mainly wanted me to...
Special teams?
Yeah, special teams. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Did you get a start any college games?
No, see, that was the shitty part. They had me come through. Yeah, once the politics came through, I was just like, okay. And I know I kind of went off topic, but I was...
No, it's cool. That's why I'm here.
Nah, for sure.
We'll get back.
Yeah. So, circling back, I was studying music. I already had a passion for music. I was already releasing mixtapes through high school and stuff. So, I was trying to balance sports and music at the same time by the time I got to San Jose State. And once politics hit, I kind of just looked at it like, not only was I already... getting my feet wet and the wheels turning and event coordinating and being in the nightclubs and stuff, throwing events, and then also performing as well as an artist. I just made the decision I enjoy I don't really enjoy going to practice. I enjoy and I'm pretty
you
sure
had a bigger passion for your music.
Exactly. Like I could see myself going to the studio every day compared to going to practice every day. Like, and then once again, my job is to score as a running back in special teams return, right? So at the end of the day, I don't like getting hit. They like I'll take a hit if I got to.
Hey, you don't got to worry about the CTE part of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
it's
like that's what made it. Once you get to college, you know them boys hitting in practice.
Yeah.
And the people that's hitting you, they want your spot. So or they want more minutes. People that's on practice squad, they got something to prove too. So it's like you got to really love that shit, and you got to really take the pain that comes with it, even when it's not game day. And I respect all my athletes, my homies that I was teammates with, the ones that's athletes today. And I just had more of a passion for music, like you said.
So you said you started rapping and really like having a real passion for like song creation and all that, but by the time you were 12.
Yeah. Like I said, I was already
7th grade.
Yeah, around that time. And I was already singing in a choir and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I was about to ask that.
Yeah. My mom was strict on making sure like me and my brother went to church with her. You know what I'm saying? My dad too.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, obviously, if you ended up going to college, you know, not to say that, you you need, a good parent backing to go to college. Sometimes people just overcome their circumstances, but you clearly had a good support system around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely had a good support system. And even when it seemed like they were, I'm gonna say challenging the music, because my mom heard I wanted to rap. Like, you know how moms be. They're like, make sure you focus on school. Make sure you do it. And her reaction, it was supportive, but it was, once again, it was a challenge. It wasn't like completely
kind of degenerate shit are you making right now?
Yeah. Like she was like, you not cussing, like don't put out no music with cussing in it. And at the end of the day, that made me a better artist, because when I got older and I did start cussing, it's not filler cuss words, like it's for emotion, or I'm doing
for emphasis.
Exactly, emphasis or emotion. I always keep it clever, even if I am cussing like a sailor. But yeah, so the passion for music came from already being in a choir, already trying to make my own songs and stuff like that. And I was listening to what I could listen to at the time. Like, we couldn't listen to, or my mom wasn't messing with, the music with the cursing in it. And
non-secular music.
Exactly. So, we listened to the oldies, like blues and oldies. Right,
so
right. Yeah. We listened to the old school music. She just
Etta James, probably. Old soul music, Temptations, probably Cool in the Gang, some old funk, that OJs, yup.
Exactly. Marvin Gaye, all of that stuff. And my parents,
good stuff.
Yeah, my parents brought me up on that stuff for sure. And but yeah, the passion came from that, and I just kept on, I kept it to myself. Back then, it was just working on the craft. But yeah, that's where it started, around that age.
So your real introduction into the music industry, like all that stuff, when did that come in?
So when you say the music industry, you mean like once it's like, okay, the ball
rolls. You're like, okay, I think I could do something real with this.
Okay. So I feel like it starts, like the real start of it is 14. That's when I was like, all right, let me come up with a name. And I built my name based off of how I was flowing at the time. And Swift came from, it was just Young Swift back then.
Because your name's Swift Jiggy.
Yeah, Swift Jiggy right now. Yeah, it's Swift Jiggy. And I added the Jiggy back in like 2019.
And where you say, so you got your name from your flow?
Yeah, Swift came from, because back then I was writing and memorizing my stuff, and when it came time to rap or recite it, I had a little bit of a flow, but I didn't really have a flow at the time, so I'm just rushing through it. So back then I thought I was like a speed rapper, like as like Twista or something like that. So I'm thinking, all right.
I feel like that's everybody's first style. It's like fast rapping.
Right, exactly. So I just went with that. I was like, all right, we're gonna go with Young Swift. Funny story, I almost went with Young Rapid. I've never told nobody else that, so that's a little
not as cool as Young Swift.
Exactly.
Young Rapid have been wild.
Yeah, Young Rapid is not it, man. So that's definitely, it wouldn't fit. I would have to change that shit. But yeah, so Swift started. That's when I came up with the name, and from there, I was at the Boys and Girls Club at the time. Like, you know, we doing stuff during the summer, and I was like, all right, let me set up a camera that they got and start, you know, performing my stuff for the camera, upload it on YouTube. And I was getting a lot of good reactions from the people I was at the Boys and Girls Club with, and people that, you know, saw my stuff, whether it was teams I was on or whatever the case may be. So that's just where I was like, I built confidence from there. Now, where things kind of took a turn for the better during that same time, shout out my nigga Prices Duroc, I was watching a lot of Team Backpack ciphers on YouTube. I was watching a whole lot of Team Backpack.
I remember when that was big with this dude always used to wear the crazy hat. I can't remember his name, but he was fire. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, but I forgot his...
Man, and Facebook played a big role too back then. I forgot.
It used to be different.
It was a lot different.
Yeah, their algorithm is whack now.
I ain't been on Facebook in a long time. Like, I've been on Instagram heavy, probably since like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, it's just their Facebook's algorithm is super whack. I just see the same 3 people. I got like 5,000 friends on there.
Ooh.
And the minute they made me change my name into my legal name, then it just like it like pretty much self-destructed my my Facebook algorithm.
Damn.
But yeah, so I mean, you said you grew up in the church, right? And you did choir and all that stuff. Are you into like this new age of Christian rappers? You know what I mean? Like non-secular.
I know what you mean.
Like Miles Minnick. Forrest Frank.
I've been seeing a lot of that stuff. Like, honestly, I think it's dope. For me personally,
dope change.
Yeah, it's a dope change.
I remember when Christian rap used to be kind of corny.
A little bit. Like, and I feel like every new style goes through that. You know, mumble rap was corny at a point, and then it wasn't. You know, it was like popular, and you know, people just got I'll take that back. Themes and styles, genres. They get their opportunity to go through the fire, and if you make it through the fire, that's when people appreciate it more. And I think that's what Christian rap went through, you know.
Yeah, I tripped out when they were in Miami. And mind you, I've been to Rolling Loud Miami. Wow. And it's like, you know, it was like Lil Uzi Vert, everybody's on drugs. It was really crazy.
Yeah.
And then so, you know, that was in 2022, and then last year, in 2024, I seen Rolling Loud Miami, and I seen like Forrest Frank and Lecrae and all these like Christian rappers, and I was like, what? And these guys had all these kids raising their hands and praising God, and I was like, bro, this is so powerful.
Yeah.
This is so powerful. And when they had Miles Minnick do that at Rolling Loud LA, I was just like, man, this is God working right now. This is super lit because, you know, I feel like this generation is, you know, people are either lost or people are like searching for God in a subconscious way, and to see that like people embracing God in a place like Rolling Loud, you know, a place, you know, that's like, you know, so it's dope to see that, and the fact that, I mean, Miles Minnick, I'm pretty sure he's from the Bay Area, right? He does music with P-Lo. He is, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's done music with P-Lo, 310 Baby. Okay. He did a song with I mean, he's done like with all these current California rap artists that are like kind of lit, and
that's dope. And it takes somebody to be able to like cross over. Like, we always talk about like hip hop, people crossing over into pop or whatever the case, but like it takes collaboration at the end of the day,
right?
And it takes drastic collaboration people haven't seen, like Christian rap mixing up with 310 Baby, you know, like those examples that you said. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too keen on the movement.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple songs. Facts. There's this dude called Rich and Famous who has a song called "The Bible's Over Birkins," and he raps like Big X the Plug,
okay,
you know, or like Finesse 2 Times. He's got that really like down south cadence, but he's just rapping about God, and I'm like, yo, this dude is like, I could slap him on my gym playlist. You know, my gym playlist got like Rob 49, Future, you know what I mean, and I could put I could put Rich and Famous on my gym playlist because he doesn't sound like if you gotta like really listen to what he's saying to know that he's even rapping. And then there's this other dude called Jay Monty who's from Georgia, who's really good. Okay. He's more like a lyricist. Okay. Like his style's more like a little more lyrical, but they're both dope. I just think that this whole like trajectory of like Christian rap that's like that they're not ashamed to show their love for God is super lit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because end of the day, like that's all we got. You know what I mean?
Nah, definitely.
But not to get all preachy and gaudy, but you just telling me that you grew up in the church is super lit.
That's what I'm saying. I like my root, like. As of right now, I'm more so spiritual than religious. You feel me? Because being in the church for so long, like I going to school there. You know what I'm saying? Going to
little church.
Yeah. I mean, not even that. Like I just feel like I took the time to just do like. If I'm being honest, it starts off with like, all right, I want to sleep in on Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then once mom's is cool enough with that, then it's like, all right, you still got the roots. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm not in church every day anymore or every Sunday anymore, like it don't take away what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? And even though I ain't the most religious person, I still know right from wrong. I have my own relationship with God.
Yeah, that's what it's really about. Because I think most people have the misconception that, because if you really break down, like Christianity is like the one religion that's really anti-religion. Jesus was like, you guys was like, you doing all these rituals, but how are y'all really living your lives? Y'all don't even got a relationship with God. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like, that, and that's a whole nother story. But once I kind of looked at it like, all right, people do it because they feel like they have to.
Right.
And then there's people who go to church because this is what, like my mom goes to church because that like her heart desires to go to church. You know what I'm saying? She gonna go if nobody else go with her. And you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is.
Jesus. Yeah, because Jesus was like, yo, you shouldn't have to force somebody to come to me. They should be just wanting to come to me. You know what I mean?
Right. And then on top of that, like, even if you're not going to church every Sunday, like, of course, they going to say you should or you could. But, you can always watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can always, like, there's different avenues. So going to church every Sunday, like, it's kind of like debit, credit, or cash. You know what I'm saying? Not to make it that simple, but it's personal preference. You can get what you need religiously, whether it's at home or even in like work from home now. Once COVID hit, now people working from home. Like it's not the same.
It's like you said though. It's more important to have a relationship with God than to be like, all right, I'm gonna go to the church. I'm gonna do this. I gotta do that. That's why I kind of stepped away from the Catholicism. I was a Catholic. I'm born again Christian, and like I don't know. I just felt like it was like too much ritual and not enough like substance, and then I found a church where it's like the worship and praise. I'm just like, oh, this is powerful right here. This is powerful stuff. When you start dabbling more into the like essence of the Holy Spirit and all that stuff, it's just a little deeper, which I think is fire. But like it's really about having a relationship more than it is about any type of ritual. And church is in the heart, and Jesus was giving the gospel on the corner in the trenches. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It's all about building what you got first.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because you can't really pour into another believer or pour into somebody who you want to do missionary work to. You can't pour into them if you don't have enough for yourself.
Facts.
So it's like people are so busy on doing what they feel like they should be doing. They don't do the actual individual work.
Yeah.
And now you're just going in circles. You feel me? So
facts.
Like I said, once again, I ain't been to church. I went to church for the first time in a long time. I want to say a little over or under a month ago. Went to support one of my big bros. You feel me? He helped me with a lot of stuff, music, life, all that stuff. And now he's a pastor, so I had so, or a missionary or whatever you want to call it, a minister. There you go. He's a minister now, so I just went to support him. You feel me? And also hear what he had to say, because of course we all need to hear a good word or some encouragement for whatever the case or the circumstances is. But man, I could pray more. I definitely could do more as far as my relationship with God, but I'm not the most religious person at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. So I'll notice that you also do like audio production, right? Is that something you learned at college?
Yeah. So I didn't graduate from San Jose State. I ended up transferring from San Jose State to School of Audio Engineering. Shout out SAE Expressions.
Oh, SAE.
Yeah.
Familiar with them.
I went to
Berkeley.
So I went to the San Jose location.
Oh, they got one in San Jose now.
Not no more. Everything tore down. We was the last of the Mohicans.
Damn. Okay.
So I transferred because the music program at San Jose State, they didn't have no electronic music production programs.
Yeah, from what I remember, they just had like a mass communications program that was kind of like
radio.
This.
Yeah, like radio.
Yeah, radio and TV.
Stuff. Yeah, and they kind of were behind when it comes to like the digital audio workstations and everything I learned at SAE. And I kind of just, once again, I took a pivot. I was like, because by the time I transferred, I had already threw like 3 big parties at San Jose State. I had already had the wheels turning in 2017. I threw one of my biggest parties, actually, first day back. Shout out Big Dave Presents, man. That's Pops for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gave me my opportunity. The documentary gonna let y'all know how all that happened. But I threw three big parties. And it kind of came down to, do I want to stay on campus because I got a little bit of motion and I got this going on, and be studying and paying all this money and tuition for for a degree that I don't really think is gonna help, because I ain't playing on instruments, and they told me, there's like, if you don't play an instrument by now, we can't really help you. And I was like, damn. Like, that was the director. I was sitting there with the director of the music program trying to figure out.
Yeah, because they want their music program is more based off of music theory.
Man, he hit me with I'm still looked up
playing the piano.
Oh, no, he looked at me because he looking at me as an athlete at the time still, right? So he like, when you go to you can't just expect to play football for the first time tomorrow and go play for San Jose State, right? I said, oh, you asshole. I thought in my head, I was like, you're right.
Damn, teacher, that's how y'all doing?
No, that was the chairman, though. Or not the chairman, the director. Like, that was the dude who was the director of the music program. So,
wait, he was trying to get you to be in the band or something? Or?
No, I was studying music. So, you're trying to
music
figure
theory.
Out,
so you gotta music
so I'm in
theory
music
and all that
classes,
shit.
All that stuff. So, like, and man, that was just a time, because really I was going to school just to throw parties and stuff like that. I wasn't really making it to class as much as I should have.
Right.
Like, I'm late to class and stuff, but I'm building something special, you know what I'm saying, as far as like with the parties and stuff, and attaching my name as an artist to it, like not even really understanding what I'm doing at the time.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I ended up transferring from San Jose State to SAE, and that's where I learned how to make beats and engineer as well, like mix, master, record, all of that.
So you make beats as well?
Yeah, I make beats, but it's more so like I make beats because I like to make beats. It kind of started off like, okay, I do want to learn how to make beats to rap on my own stuff. But by the time I learned, I had already, shout out my nigga PJ, man, one of the sauciest Indians I know, man. That just like that, P, you feel me? We started together at not at San Jose State, at SAE. And first day orientation, everything like that, I was the only other like rapper at the time, and it's older. Yeah, it was a small class too.
I feel like at SAE you might get a lot more rappers.
I mean, that's what you would think, but they was actually on their way to closing by the time we started. And a lot of people had trickled out. It wasn't a whole lot of people at the school.
So you were the last class from there?
Yeah. So we was the last class at in the San Jose location.
They still got their Berkeley location open.
I think that's closed now too.
Because it used to be called Expressions, right?
Yeah, it was called Expressions. Berkeley's location was called Expressions, but San Jose and all the other locations in America, because they had like Atlanta, New York, I think, all that stuff, SAE. Those ended up getting closed down first. The SAE part of it, I ain't gonna speak on the shit how they got closed down. I don't really know, but yeah, the Berkeley Expressions location was the only one open for a little bit, and then they ended up closing a couple years ago, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
So you know how to mix, master, record, run all DAWs.
Yeah, I know how to. They make sure you learn how to do it in Pro Tools first. That's where I still got the workbooks and shit that they gave us.
You're certified as well, I'm assuming.
I didn't go get my certifications because that's a whole nother process. Like I got my degree. I got my associates in
fire
engineering.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, so I got that in 2018. I actually was able to graduate after transferring in 2017 from San Jose State. I still had credits and stuff that was able to be transferred over, and I was able to finish at SAE in a year. So from all of 2018, I went. I didn't have really no breaks unless it was like a week or two in between. I forget what type of system it was. It was like quarters, or it might have been something else. But
yeah, that's fire because I got a homie who like he built Pro Eras. He's got a lot of dope. He's got a lot of dope music credits, and this dude was at LA recording school. Paying top dollar, and his professor was like, "Hey, you're a good student." He's like, "You want to just quit?" And I'm quitting. He's like, "I'm quitting by the end of this semester. If you quit with me," he's like, "I'll get you a good gig, get you locked in. You'll you already got your basic certifications. Like, just come over here and work for me." He didn't even need. It's really like that's what I was about to ask you too. Do you feel like college and going to SAE helped more as a network than it did actually getting certification?
Okay, so network, definitely, because so like I said, PJ Sohal, he was going by just like that P for a little bit. If I fuck up, I'm sorry, brother. But PJ Sohal was in class with me, and he ended up being a producer for a lot of work that we did together with High Life Flow. At High Life Flow Studios, we did that through COVID, and basically what I'm saying is like the people I met, I'm tapped in with like him. Then there was another OG who already I called him like the wizard of this mixing engineering shit. Like he understood the EQs and compressors and all of that stuff early. My nigga James. And he helped me understand the shit during class, like when it was time to test. Like he would give me the information and things of that nature. But as far as the technical work, it really just introduced that world to me. Like I didn't really know too much about Pro Tools other than like seeing it in maybe home studios I would go to coming up as a teenager. Shout out my nigga Chris O'Bannon. He in LA right now, but he was in the Bay at SF State when I was in high school, and I would go over there and record at his crib. And that was the first time I really saw Pro Tools, and he broke it down for me. He did a feature, and he had me press the buttons to record them. I didn't really know what was going on at the time. He was just like, press that right there. But that was like an introduction to the software. And then by the time I got to SAE, that's when I was like, okay, this is really what's going on with these programs, these workstations.
Yeah, you started getting the
but concept. It really was just an introduction to it, because by the time I graduated, I didn't really understand compression as well as I do now, and going back and
those are more hands-on things, to be honest, in my opinion.
Right, like all the EQs and the plugins and stuff, that stuff takes repetition, and like somebody breaking it down to you, the teachers did a great job of breaking it down, but when you're in a class setting,
watching it is so boring, and then
bro, you understand it to a certain point and degree, but it really takes putting in repetition and having people break it down to you, like specifically what you don't understand. You feel me? And I didn't really have enough time to get all my questions answered technically in school. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what's dope about YouTube. Like, you get to move at your own pace. Right? Yeah,
I'm an autodidact, so you know, I've been mixing and mastering since I've been 16 in studios. So I learned everything. I learned how to mix on an analog board. You know what I mean? So I self-taught, learned everything on my own, and
that's dope.
You don't really need, you know, the minute, especially now with YouTube University, you know what I mean? Like,
shout out YouTube University, man.
You learn everything on there.
I dove deep, and like, once again, like, I had a good understanding from, like, my teachers were dope. They were great. But it did take some time to really, like, I wasn't ready to go record somebody that didn't have the patience to understand. You know, like, I probably could have figured it out, but it would have took, like, me bumping my head along the way.
You really need to understand how sound frequencies work, and the minute you understand that, then you understand, like, what the EQ filters do, what the compression does, what the noise gates, expanders, and limiters do. All that shit. Then once you know the basic uses of all those, everything is all just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the sound tech at my church, so I had to apply my mixing and mastering theory and the way that I do that into mixing a church. Right. And it took literally me doing it week after week after week till the sound is just perfect. And now the sound's perfect. I dialed in that church, but it's literally like you said. It's like you go, all right, I'm getting feedback here. I need to figure out how that mic keeps getting me feedback. Mm-hmm. Then you do a bunch of research. You look at that mic, and then you look at the mix. You're like, oh, okay, the noise gate is not high enough. The compression threshold is too high, and then the limiter's too high. You know what I mean? So everything's just bumping up. And then, you know, you start learning things like that, and it's just really from trial and error.
Trial and error, bro.
And then eventually you
have to have a space where you're allowed that. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, it'd be tough because, like, once you do, if you ain't got your own space to, like, mix and record and learn, like, then you're gonna have to pay, obviously, somewhere else to record other people. You're gonna pay the house fee. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's just a pressure of, oh, I don't want to waste my money. Like, maybe not for everybody, but I do know people, and I did struggle myself with, like, all right, like, I gotta get my own setup at some point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the school allowed you free space to, like, you know, practice and stuff like that.
Then you gotta book the session.
And even then,
you got X amount of time.
All that shit. You may not even have people that want to come in and record with you at the time.
Yeah, you got to find people.
Like, all that shit.
Be patient with you. And guess what? You might not get your mix today. You're going to come and you have it explained. It's for me to learn. And
exactly. And that's actually, man, rest in peace to my brother, man. Long live the hustle, man. Jay Huss. He was the first one that...
Peace.
Yeah, man. He was the first one that pulled up on me at SAE in San Jose and was like, I'm trying to book a session. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay me and everything. You feel me? And I'm a noob at this time. You feel me? And he believed in me. And that went a long way. We had made music together, or made a song together at the time. We definitely had a lot more music to make together. But that was the spark, or one of the sparks as an engineer, was like, okay, I could do this, because I was able to, like, get that trial and error with somebody who trusted me and my ear, and also had the confidence to like give me a good take for me to work with as an engineer. Like, so that went a long way with me, and I let him know that, you feel me, before he passed. We was the same age and everything. Yeah. That's just a little backstory.
So, I mean, I think for me, especially if you're like an independent artist, I think it's super important to have like to be multifaceted and be wearing a few different hats in order to be successful, especially being somewhere from like the Bay Area.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? The #1 independent hustle place.
Man.
You can't just be like a rapper and be like, hey, this is what I do. You got to be like a rapper, graphic designer, a rapper, sound engineer, producer.
Yeah, bro. Well, if you're taking it serious, and if you only want to be a rapper, you better have them pockets ready, because it costs. The luxury of only being a rapper and being independent, especially in the Bay Area, like, and not wanting to wear them hats, you better have the money. Yeah, you feel me?
Because especially because guess what?
Already expensive.
Yeah, because a guy like him and me, we are about our bread and we are about our craft, so we're gonna charge you. Especially if you want to be a princess rapper.
Hey man, hey man, come book the studio session, man. You know what I'm saying? High Life Studios, where I'm at right now.
Straight up.
Yeah. But
you got a nice little setup. I seen that.
Oh yeah, so that's actually my home setup that I got.
Fire.
Yeah,
fire.
So that's where I cook up all my stuff.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's therapeutic at this point. My bad. I keep saying that shit. I'm gonna get it right.
No, you're good. What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, but
that's your tick.
Okay, cool.
It's all good.
For sure. You know, I know they be on that when it comes to like the public speaking and shit.
It happens, bro.
Yeah.
I say I have every now and then. You know, I go through seasons. I have a tick that I say like, you know, I keep.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Okay, cool. We got it. So. My fault. Bring me back, big dog.
No, I was just, you were explaining your home studio and it was therapeutic.
Oh yeah, I've been able, to record every day, and even when I first got the setup, I was still in school at SAE, so I really wasn't recording all like that. Like I was still kind of intimidated by the whole thought of like, oh fuck, I'm about to try to record myself and like mix it, and like it was intimidating at first. Like I had the whole setup, and I remember at one point I was waking up like, damn, what do I got this shit for? Like I gotta I knew what I could do with it. I had tinkered with it a little bit, but I had to like grow into being comfortable with understanding my setup, what I'm creating, and then a big part is you gotta put it out. You gotta put out what you're creating in that space. Because that's how you know when people react, whether or not what you got works or it doesn't work.
And when it comes to like making music, who were like some of your big influences growing up?
Big influence. Okay, so the influence to start is different than like who influenced me as far as like my.
I mean, because you said like, oh well, like your parents really listened to like old soul funk music and so because me, I had to like sneak records. There's a couple of times my mom heard me blasting like Dre or like
for sure like
Bone Thugs, and she went and cracked and ripped the tape out the tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Like my mom, like if she heard some cursing, I mean, as I got older, she was
probably more lenient,
right? Because she was already she was already old fashioned. You get what I'm saying? Old school, old fashioned. So if she heard cursing, even now she'll say something about it, but close the door and it ain't too loud, she ain't gonna come tripping like she used to when I was younger. But but pretty much my influences. I want to say Lil Wayne definitely influenced me a lot.
Okay, that's
like them No Ceilings days, like them, man.
The Carters.
Like I was kind of late to the Carters just because I wasn't I ain't really, the internet. I didn't get access to the internet till like later on as a teenager and stuff. But I caught wind of the No Ceilings.
Yeah, No Ceilings is.
Yeah,
great.
And from there I was able to go back and listen to the Carters. The Carter 3, by the time that stuff came out, it was on the radios and stuff.
Like his mix, he's got to have one of the craziest mixtape runs in all like music history.
Like the stuff he was saying had me like, as a youngin', I'm thinking like, damn, all right, like I want to be able to craft my lines like this.
Yeah.
And then I got an MP3 player for Christmas, so I got my earphones. I'm listening to what I can get. You feel me? So I was still able to listen to what I could get my hands on at the time, even though she tripping off what she hearing. Not going through the MP3 player, like, all right, making sure.
The more ratchet stuff goes on the MP3 player.
Exactly. I was able to, expand my palette with the MP3 player.
Gucci Mane goes on the MP3 player.
Man, he was going crazy. Yeah, Gucci Mane for sure. That track Stupid. I used to slap that all the time. See why I rang stupid?
Yeah.
And why I changed stupid? Yeah, nah. Shout out Lil Flair.
Gucci's a G, man.
Yeah, bro. Shout out Gucci, bro. But another person that influenced me, I want to say, I don't know, bro. My influences change because I'm listening to different music. Like I never really like Wayne. I locked in on Tupac. I definitely know Tupac influenced me, but I feel like everybody say Tupac influenced me.
It's like every Cali rapper.
Yeah. So I kind of.
But it's dope because you're young.
Yeah.
So usually it's like once anybody born even close to the thousands is just like nah, like they're gonna think it's somebody else.
Older to really understand because like my dad was playing the music.
Yeah, for sure.
My dad was playing the music. You know what I'm saying? We dropped moms off. We riding around. He playing the music and shit. But like shout out my dad because he definitely let us listen to whatever my mom didn't want us to listen to, and he encouraged it.
What does your dad listen to, bro, on the radio when he's riding with you?
Oh yeah, nah, he wasn't listening to the radio. He putting on.
Yeah, he's probably putting CDs on.
Hey, he used to have on repeat that Ice Cube joint. He had the next
Lethal Injection.
Nah, you could do it. Put your back into it.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that joint. So it's like I'm listening to shit like that as a kid. So that definitely influences the type of music I made. Like
it's probably Chronic 2001.
Right.
Like, I mean, you were born in that era, but that album's pretty timeless.
That's yeah, and I was able to go back as I got older and streaming and stuff that I go back and listen to that type of stuff. I had my time where I studied the OGs and I listened to what they were putting out back then. I watched hella documentaries. Like I don't do it as much as I used to, but especially during COVID, like you could only do that type of shit at some point. Like you had to figure out something to lock in on.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to the old shit. I'm watching the documentaries. I appreciate what came before me for sure.
What do you listen to now? What's your musical palette
now? So it's a balance of what I'm making, right? Because I gotta listen. I'm gonna listen to myself,
right? Yeah.
And that feeling of creating something.
Yeah.
Then you want to go listen to it
till like.
And then I'm just like, I gotta listen to it in the car. So it's like, I listen to a good amount of what I'm creating to figure out how I want to roll it out, just to get that out the way. But what I'm listening to as far as other artists, check your Apple Music.
I didn't know if Spotify. No, you're good.
Definitely on Spotify with it. You feel me? We not doing no promos though. They taking money from niggas. Man, hey, Vori out there. I think he from Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, he go crazy. And I listen to a lot more because I'm smoking all the time. You feel me? So I listen to stuff that's a little more laid back. And then I work in the clubs on the weekends. So I'm always listening to the upbeat stuff. What's new? What's already.
So you rock with like a Currency? Is that or you're talking about more like a Moray?
Kind of like so Vori makes slower paced music,
right?
And then shout out Rex Life Raj.
Oh, Rex Life.
Yeah.
Do you know the homie Passwords?
No, who's that?
Pass. He raps with him.
He does?
He's part of Grand National.
Okay, I gotta do some.
Grand National is like one of the dopest groups from Oakland. That's my homie right there. Pass 510. He's from.
I'm gonna do my.
Yeah,
homework.
He's from Oakland. That dude is one of the dopest MCs out of the East Bay, like hands down.
All right.
He's a battle rapper. I don't want to label him a battle rapper, but he definitely came up battle rapping. You know what I mean?
Passwords.
Passwords.
All right.
PASSWURDZ.
Okay, cool.
he is insanely talented. He has an album he just dropped called Flowers, which is super sick. He's from Oakland.
Hey, shout out Passwords, bro.
Yeah, shout out the homie Pass, man. We're supposed to get him on here. He's been on the radar, all that stuff. Like he's supposed to come in here. I've been waiting to be able to get this set up to where we're at to feel comfortable enough for him to come through and drop some shit. But he's already told me about a year ago that he's down to come through. But
that sounds dope.
Super dope. Grand National works with Tim House and all them.
Okay.
So obviously, I mean, the cat's out the bag. Your pops is Big Dave from Big Dave Presents, right?
Yeah.
What's it like, growing up and having a pops who's just like throwing all these lit parties all throughout the Bay Area?
He's also part of the Filmo movement, right? Out of the city. So you guys are part of that whole culture, bro.
Man, so you feel me? Pops, that's Pops for sure. But that's not my biological father. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that don't mean shit. You know, we go toe to toe. We done already been in a lot of situations where, he done looked out for me. I look out for him. And can't nobody tell us shit. That is Pops. That is
Word.
You feel me?
Hell yeah.
But I do give credit to my biological father. I'm David Jr. That's David Sr. He's older though. I want to say he's like 64, 60. He just turned 64.
Oh, word.
Or 65. He just turned 65. And my mom just turned 61.
Damn. So you know what I mean? There was so that would mean.
No, 63. I'm lying. 63.
So they had you like later.
Yeah, they had me, and I'm the oldest. It's only me and my younger brother Daniel.
Oh, okay.
He was born in 2000, and you know what I'm saying. But don't get it fucked up. Big Dave has made a huge influence on me as a man, as an artist. And he gave me,
shout out Big Dave.
Nah, the hugest is shout out, hey Pop, I love you, my nigga, for real. We was just on the phone before this. So, and I just gotta get that out there, just because.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause ain't nobody gonna question us. You see us, and you wouldn't be able to tell us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is I'm gonna keep it honest with you. So, with that being said, I'm gonna answer what it's like, because we just hit the ground running. Me and Pops. Big Dave. I came on the radar when I was at San Jose State, you know what I'm saying? And I had the opportunity to perform. Shout out Prices the Rock, Shawnee Sean. I brought everybody that I was fucking with at San Jose State at the time. Like, even my dogs to this day came out to this show. It was a Halloween show in 2016, my freshman year. So I got to the school in August. This October of that same year is when I get the opportunity to perform. I had seen Big Dave a few times because I was riding around with Shawnee Sean to City Nights and like all these like.
City Nights was still around,
bruh. Shout out Shawnee Sean, man.
That's crazy. Is it still around to this day?
I think so. I ain't been in it.
Bro, that was like, I went when I was like, I was before I could drink, and then after I could, like I went when I was like 17, and then I went when I was 19, and after that I was like, I go to a regular club, but that it was lit. I just remember City Nights being lit, like the dopest, you know what I mean? Like,
right. It was
you
like,
go when you're young.
It was low key a passage. Like when I was in high school, I'm like, you hear about all the upperclassmen going to City Nights, or like they didn't make it seem like extra crazy, but if you one of them type of people that, and I was labeled life of the party in the yearbook. You feel me? So
okay.
I've always been that person. I hyped us up in the football games, before the games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that energy, I hosted rallies, performed at rallies in high school. So that energy always transferred over into just like you said, going to City Nights. Like, I just knew, all right, what's the move once I'm 18? You can't go to the bars yet.
Nah.
What are we doing?
I'm telling you, I went when I was 17. I was young. And I got snuck in or something. I don't know how I got in there.
Bro, I went, yeah.
It was lit. I just remember seeing like girls shaking butt.
Right.
I was a youngster. I was like, "Whoa, this is sick."
Yeah. Hey, City Nights had some dope times, bro. If they still open, I know they still having a good time. But So it started off with me being able to ride around with Shawnee Sean. He was picking me up because he also came and performed at a rally with me that I did my senior year in high school. And then it goes deeper than that because I was going to the team functions and stuff already at the time. I met Shawnee Sean through Priceless the Rock. He had me pull up to a video shoot when I was young. So it ties deep, right? And so I'm riding around with Shawnee Sean. He brings me to San Jose at the Liquid Lounge at the time while I'm still in high school.
I remember the Liquid Lounge.
Right. I got a lot of reps there, and I didn't even know I was going to be getting reps there. And you know what I'm saying? I seen Big Dave at the time, and everybody know what it's like when you see Big Dave. It's just big ass, intimidating.
Yeah. Big energy. Really nice guy. He's such a good dude.
Bruh, come on, man.
He's such a good dude.
Exactly. I love him to death. But so that was when I didn't really know what was going on. I'm just young, going to the parties. But by the time I did the Halloween party and I performed on my way out, I seen him again. Like, I had already seen him a couple times before this, and I let him know, I'm like, you feel me? I'm about to take over the city. And I know he probably looked at me crazy, like, who the fuck is this young nigga? Like, on the way out, but I told him, I was like, come on, man, like, you should tap in with me. We're gonna take over the city together. And he was like, all right, take down my information. He gave me his Instagram. And I'm 18 still at the time. And I think it's cool to tell this story now because, you feel me, Liquid ain't Liquid no more and it's closed. Yeah. But and then I'll deal with it later if you get mad at me. But he ends up hitting me up while I'm still at San Jose State, and he hits me and he told me, I want you to host this party. And I'm like, he sent me the flyer and it say 21 up on it. And I'm like, I'm still 19, or no, I was 18 at the time. I was like, I'm still 18. So, he's like, don't worry about it. Just be cool. And so that was my opportunity to host a party. And, I didn't drink. There was none of that. I didn't drink at the time anyway, so we was real cool about the shit. Like, it was just about like telling people at my school to come out, and people did come out. And we just kept working from there. And we turned our relationship into me pulling up and him giving me an opportunity to showcase my skills as a event promoter. And he was always giving me advice and love, and he paid me, even though I ain't really do too much to even get paid for. And he's never hesitated to share anything that he can with me, from advice to giving his love to giving me bread when I needed, even back then. So that shit is so much deeper than just throwing parties and making music. And me and him, we got a lot of work that we gonna do, but we done already accomplished a lot together. You know what I'm saying? And I owe a lot of my just growing in this industry to him guiding me, you feel me, and not being afraid to give me the game and the information that I need to succeed.
What do you think is some of the best game that he's given you as far as like helping you grow?
Man, post every day. That's probably number one. It's a lot of game he gave me, but there was a point in time where I didn't post every day, and he was really harping on me like, man, you gotta make sure you posting, stay consistent. And you feel me? He young, but he an OG too, so he gonna keep it at that. Like, you gotta post and stay consistent. And I figured out what he was saying, and then you start seeing stuff pop up on the timeline. Like, you got to be able to stay in people's face. He was already saying, like, because this is translating from the event promo and event coordination, and now it's like you got to take this to social media. So one of the biggest things is posting every day. Second, recording every day. Because I understood what he was saying when he first said it, and I wasn't recording every day. But now that I am recording every day, I get it even more, because now it's like free. You know what I'm saying? I don't think twice about it. Like, I got me a routine, and I get the best work because I'm not afraid of whatever I make. It's either I got confidence now. You feel me? And recording every day adds to the confidence, especially if you already had confidence, like writing or whatever the case may be before being able to record by yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, he definitely, it seems like he gave you a few lobs, you know, he put you in position to be able to win.
Hell yeah. But ain't nothing given.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm saying, but he earned it.
No. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying. That's not what I just want to, that's a testament to the person he is. Like, he ain't finna just give it to you. You feel
Makes
me?
you earn it.
Yeah. And that's where it turned into a father-son relationship, because he would give me the game, but then I would apply it. You get what I'm saying? And you know, people, even when people look crazy, like, who this little nigga that, you know what I'm saying, he call his son and he take under his wing like that. Like, it's because even when he wasn't a thing as simple as like, all right, I'm not gonna send you the flyer. You gotta go find it, go screenshot it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just little small things. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's gonna send me the flyer. He sends me the flyer, but the little
he ain't gonna always make it easy for
exactly.
you.
Like when the music, of course, he gave me the opportunity to spin my song the first time that I came out to that event that I told you about, right? Spun my song. You know, I got good feedback from the crowd, but at the same time, it was always like he pushed me to be better. It was always like, we gotta record more. What's next? Because another thing he used to tell me early was, you gotta have a follow up, even if they mess with the first song. Like, what you gonna do when it's time to drop something else? So,
like, usually it's like the first song is cool. It's really making sure you keep the momentum with just, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's what the beauty of building a vault now. That's where I'm at, because it's like, I don't got one record that has, you know, taken off for me, but me doing it as long as I've been doing it. And, you know, my followers is a mixture of like people I went to school with that watched me, you know, go from selling CDs in high school, or you watched me at San Jose State before, you know, throwing the big party. It was called First Day Back. You feel me? A lot of people that were at that party, they doing dope stuff on their own, you know, from artists to DJs to media people. I see that it was a special thing because it was more than just a party,
right?
You know, and that's the type of thing that we try to do. We try to throw experiences now. Me and Big Dave, because we partners. You feel me? Like, I call us the party goats. Like, he the goat. You feel me?
Yeah.
He gave me an opportunity to earn my stripes early. And I'm not out here bragging about being in the club early because I was in this shit. Like,
I mean, he was like, grinding that long.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most important part. Like, he took a chance on me. You get what I'm saying? And then you know, he ain't gave up since. Like, I'm still stubborn sometimes about the music. We was just on the phone the other day about you know, improving the quality of the music, you know, sonically. Right?
Yeah.
And we go back and forth, you feel me, about certain topics, but it's always love at the end of the day, you know?
What are your thoughts on, like, nepotism and, like, you know, people who get opportunities based off of, like, their family, or, you know, like a lot of people gave LeBron shit for helping his son get into the league.
So you know, it's funny. I actually, now that I've been working in the industry, and you know, me and Dave me and Pop, we didn't have the relationship as long as we had. You know, everybody don't know this story. Everybody don't know the start of how we, you know, got to where we at as far as just our relationship. So I think some people be trying to view it that way. So I kind of catch a little bit of that energy. I don't pay too much of mine.
Like, if it wasn't for Big Dave.
Right. And it's like, I kind of, being put in those shoes made me look at the Bron, like a LeBron and Bronny's James situation. I look at that like, that's dope. Like, that's a blessing. You feel me?
Supposed to do that.
Exactly.
Jewish people been doing it forever.
Yeah. And that's kind of, because I don't judge. Like, I might have an intrusive thought, you know what I'm saying? But I don't. But I don't judge people, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even look at it like, oh, he doing this, he wouldn't have got this. Like, You feel? This is the product of somebody who chose to be great in the field, and then having, you know, his son, and then being able to, you feel like giving him an opportunity after teaching him the game. And I mean, he still went to school, he went to college, you know, all of that stuff. So I think it's a blessing. I don't look down on it at all.
Fire.
Hell yeah.
So you got this new it's like a maxi single with a song, it's a lead single and then a B-side record.
Right. I'm calling it a 2-piece right now. You know what I'm saying? Just cause and that was another thing Big Dave told me. He was like, you gotta drop singles, because you know you film videos too, right? I mean, you don't film. I'm saying you got videos and stuff like that you put out. Yeah. Right now, I'm the last visual visual piece of content I just dropped. My cousin Shabai DH, he filmed it and then I edited it. You feel me?
So you do edit videos and stuff?
Yeah, but that came from learning, because Pop was like, I need you to do these recap videos for our events. You get what I'm saying?
Fire.
And that was another thing. Like, that taught me how to create content, because now I put my song behind that shit. You feel me? Of course I know when to put
easy money.
Like I know when to put maybe a hit or a throwback. Like I don't always just put my shit. But it made me understand content differently, being able to make recap videos, and then I turned it into like, all right, let's shoot stuff on the iPhone and edit it that way. And I learned how to edit back at when I was doing the Boys and Girls Club stuff I was telling you about on YouTube, rapping and stuff. Like I edited those videos and uploaded it to my YouTube. So it kind of just was another full circle moment where it's like, all right, time to do recap videos or edit visualizers or reels for my content. So yeah, man, just kept working and it all made sense, I guess you could say.
Dope. So you got this single 415 Day.
Oh yep, good two piece.
Dropped it on 415, and you got a song you're gonna rock for us right now?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Lit, let's go.
Oh yeah. I could turn that joint up. Huh? Oh, I thought a fuck nigga said something. Bird bitch, she be fucking for some breadcrumbs. See my niggas down south, call it red rum. But in the bay, get foul, nigga, and one. Before you open up your door, check the peephole. Cause niggas getting knocked down like free throws. Niggas banging for the neck, call it street shows. In the office, you confessed, in the street, no. Yeah, Swift Jiggy Pop, I'm the Jiggy man. Mr. on the dividends. Mr. got 2 hoes scissoring. Young nigga, I demand, I envisioned this. Baby, I can't sleep over, I just dropping in. Told her that y'all let do it like the Walker man. If you hearin' blocka, that's my shotter man. Boy, I heard you be copping from the flocker man. I'm a real Hall of Fame shit talker. Slick talker, cleaner than a dishwasher. Known for sliding on the beat real proper. You are not really him, you an imposter. Oh, I thought a fuck nigga said something. Bird bitch, she be fucking for some breadcrumbs.
Treehouse Club.
Niggas down south call it red rum.
Swift Jiggy.
Get foul, nigga, and one. Before you open up your door, check the peephole. Cause niggas getting knocked down like free throws. Niggas noted for the neck, call it street shows. In the office, you confessed, in the streets, no. Yeah, Swift, niggas over, I was just dropping in. Oh, the bitch, all they do it like the Walker man. If you hearin' blocka, that's my shotter man. Boy, I heard you be copping from the flocker man.
Yes.
Hey man, yeah. That's N1 right there. 415 Day 2-piece. You feel me?
Yes. Treehouse Club Radio. Treehouse Club Live. Swift Jiggy.
Yes, sir. Swift
in the house.
The real Jiggy roster, aka the Hall of Fame shit talker. You feel me?
Yes.
Man, shout out to Treehouse, man. Treehouse Club, man.
Where can people find you, my dog?
Shit, man, you can follow me at Swift Jiggy Papa. You feel me on Instagram? Swift Jiggy Papa on X. You feel me? The old Twitter. Shout out that.
Yeah. X, Twitter X. Yeah. It's all the same.
YouTube, Swift Jiggy Papa, all of that shit. Same shit.
Yes. Man, I appreciate you for stopping by.
Hell yeah,
Please,
bro. Thank you for having me.
Like, please come back. Please
will.
be like, we'll do some, react to the news.
Yeah.
Get some dope content going. We're gonna clip this. We'll clip that into a little reel that we put out. What's today? Thursday. We'll put it out by Monday.
All right, yeah,
Drop
man.
it on Monday.
I'm excited to see it.
My dog Swift Jiggy in the building.
Hell yeah, blessings, man. Inshallah, I appreciate y'all for having me up here. Real shit.
And I appreciate you taking the time to come down here, man. This was fun.
Yes, sir.
Man, I always love doing interviews because I get to It's like now I know you. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we sat here, we chopped it for a good amount of time.
Yeah, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Definitely
like I said, anytime if you dropping new music or you want to promote some stuff, just come on down.
For sure.
Let me know, and we'll make sure we get you in here, bro.
Hell yeah, we're gonna keep this exclusive, man. I'm saying this right now. I don't do too many interviews, and I'd rather us build exclusively. You know what I'm saying, and just focus on this. So you got a friend in me. Shout out Woody, man. I'm pulling up again. I'll let y'all know.
And if you are ever interested, if you think you want to, do a podcast on your own, and I'd love to produce it. Come down here, you know what I mean? Shoot some content. You got a homie that you want to bring through, and you guys chop it up. We could do that once a month or whatever.
All right,
I'd be open to that too.
We're gonna figure something out.
But I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Junior number 9.
Man,
we got
hey, Ben Walk. Shout out Junior, man.
Got my bro 510 Classics. I appreciate you for tapping in. Thank y'all. Shout out everybody. My name's Ghambit, Tequila Daddy, Agave Poppy, Jose Rogan. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the notification bell to let you know every time that we go live. We go live about 3-4 times a week. Please follow The Kick. We go live every Friday night. I play blappers all the way until 2-3 in the morning. You know what I mean? Till I finally pass out and I'm tired. So make sure you follow that. Follow the Discord. Follow the subreddit. Listen, man, drink your water, hit the gym, say your prayers, and quit sleeping on your greatness, man.
Oh, my mama, nigga.
Treehouse Club Live. We appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next stream. We are out. Peace, y'all.
I love this song.
Oh, man, that was dope, bro.
That was dope.
Hell yeah. Thank y'all again, man.